Sex is great, but I'd happily settle for some physical contact, like even platonic hugging, because damn, I'm starved. That's true. I think we super underestimate, like that kind of like even just hugs and stuff and like pats on the back and like, it's hard for me to understand that because my parents like we weren't like ever like hugged or touched as kids. Like that wasn't an important thing. But I have a lot of friends' parents and like friends in general that go out of their way to hug and like touch and be like intimately close in that way. And I think it's really good for my mental health to have like strangers that are basically saying to me like, yeah, you're a good person and I'll, give you a hug or a touch or whatever. Even that is like pretty important, I would say. I think we could all do with some more hugs. It's kind of sad because the way that we're moving in general and in society in general, I said in general twice, is we're moving further and further away from interaction in general, like it seems, which is kind of concerning to me because we're automating everything and everything's becoming just a lot more, there's people who literally only go to fast food restaurants that either have mobile ordering or like a kiosk. We're removing all human interaction, and in general it's just seen as like less acceptable to hug and touch people as is, and that really kind of scares me because I think if there's one thing we can all admit, it's that like we all crave to be noticed, touched, smiled at, etc. And I feel like as the world's going on, that's becoming less of a thing. It was weird. I was in this class in my sports school where the whole point of the class was to just get us ready for life because a lot of people that were in my school were going to go on to be NHL players and whatever. So it was like a thing to like work on our mental health now as children, basically, so we could be ready for that, university and whatever else. Anyways, the class, I'll never forget her, Miss Froys. She was a super nice lady, but she started a class talking about how she used to go, do all of her errands, and one day she was at the pharmacy, and the pharmacist said happy birthday to her and asked how her son was doing, and she had this realization that, like, holy shit, this human being that I haven't even noticed is in my life so heavily that he knows my birthday, he knows, like, what's going on with my kids. I have this, like, interaction that I do all the time that is, like, a social outlet. And to realize, like, how much of that we get from our, like, daily errands or just going out in the world and how we're slowly getting that taken away from us, I think is a very concerning thing. I think that's bad. I think it's fine to enjoy being alone, and I think, there are true introverts and everybody has different levels of interaction, but I mean, even just the idea of going and, like, talking to the McDonald's worker is, like, an interaction that I think all of us need, is just going and talking to people, even if it's for a short period of time. Just in general, we seem to be really moving into just isolation and then only getting affirmation or love through social media. And the social media is not even really you. I just don't think it's the same because it's all catered and very specific and concentrated, I think, in both ways. Like, I can post a picture of myself in a bra and get 5,000 likes on, 5,000 people are liking it. That would never happen to me in real life.
Like? I like this?
Right? But also in the same vein, I can post something and somebody can literally tell me to kill myself or can, like, audit my whole life and be extremely mean, and I can have groups of people on a forum saying really mean shit. Like, those are two completely polar opposite things. Neither would happen in real life, but they're both happening on the internet. And I don't think our brains are geared to, like, deal with that. I don't think it's the same type of social interaction. It's, like, super concentrated, not good for you. Like, it's just unrealistic. It's completely different. I've said this a couple times, and I will stand by it. I think we're just seeing, like, a huge growing pain in us as a species. And hopefully it gets better.